Bunny Campione downsizes her beloved collection after the loss of her husband. Bunny Campione, the beloved Antiques Roadshow expert, has spent a lifetime surrounded by history, treasures, and memories. But now, following the sudden death of her husband, Major Ian Graham, she finds herself at a crossroads, ready to part with the cherished items that once filled their shared home with joy. A life of collecting. For Bunny, collecting has always been more than a hobby, it's been a lifelong passion. Born Carolyn Elizabeth Fisher, she earned her nickname as a child after receiving a brown rabbit fur coat with a hood and ears. That whimsical gift sparked a lifelong love for rabbit-themed collectibles, which eventually grew into an impressive assortment of antique toys, rare figurines, and historical curiosities. Over the years, Bunny's collection expanded far beyond bunnies. As an expert on the BBC's Antiques Roadshow, she developed an eye for rare and valuable items, often acquiring pieces with fascinating backstories. One of her most treasured possessions is a 1906 Steiff Peter rabbit, a rare find that was rescued from a dustbin in Athens by the wife of one of her clients. A decade ago, she was offered £10,000 for it, but now, as she prepares to part with it, the asking price is set at £4,000. "I want to see other people enjoy them because I've had a lovely time with them," Bunny told Mail Online, reflecting on her decision to sell. Many of her rabbit figurines sit on a Welsh dresser in her kitchen, a charming display that has brought her comfort over the years. But now, she admits, it's time to let go. The pain of sudden loss. Bunny's decision to downsize comes after the heartbreaking loss of her husband, Major Ian Graham, who died in 2023 at the age of 91 following a fall. The couple had shared a deep bond, having first met years before reconnecting and eventually marrying. His death was sudden and unexpected, a tragic accident that left Bunny reeling. He fell over and banged his head, but for 4 hours he was up eating, talking, everything else. And then suddenly he was unconscious, she recalled. He didn't wake up again. I stayed up with him all night. Just 15 hours after his fall, Ian was gone. The loss was devastating, and in the aftermath, Bunny found herself facing the reality of living alone in a house filled with memories and collections that suddenly felt overwhelming. "I sort of feel I must downsize a bit because I've been such a collector all my life, and I've got too many things," she admitted. "I've now got to adjust to life on my own. It's a strange feeling." Letting go of the past. Among the items Bunny is selling is a second Steiff Peter rabbit from 1908, valued between £1,000 and £1,500, as well as a tray of 10 Steiff baby rabbits with a starting price of £300. Another notable piece is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, a 1927 creation by Walt Disney that predates Mickey Mouse. Bunny purchased it at auction for £800 15 years ago, but its value took a hit after an unfortunate incident involving one of her real pet rabbits. "One of my rabbits chewed off its head," she confessed with a mix of amusement and regret. "The damage significantly reduced its worth, and it will now go up for sale with a starting bid of £400. Despite the sentimental value of these items, Bunny is pragmatic about the sale. "Things don't last forever," she said, a statement that applies not only to antiques but to life itself. She estimates that her collection of 50 toys should fetch at least £10,000, a sum that will help her transition into a simpler, more manageable lifestyle. A legacy of love and nature. While selling her collectibles marks the end of an era, Bunny is also looking toward the future. She plans to eventually leave her home to the Dawes Hall Trust, the educational nature charity founded by her late husband. The trust, which focuses on environmental education for children, was one of Ian's greatest passions, and Bunny wants to ensure his legacy continues. Ian loved nature, and he wanted children to understand and appreciate it, she said. This way, the house can continue to serve a purpose he believed in. The decision reflects Bunny's own philosophy, that objects, no matter how cherished, are temporary, but the impact of kindness, education, and love endures. A new chapter for Bunny. Downsizing is not just about decluttering, it's about making space for a new phase of life. At 78, she is adjusting to solitude, but she remains as sharp and spirited as ever. Her work on Antiques Roadshow continues, and she still delights in sharing her expertise with viewers. Yet there's a bittersweetness to this moment. Letting go of her collections means saying goodbye to pieces that have brought her joy, but it also means passing them on to new owners who will treasure them just as she did. "I've had my time with them," she said softly. "Now it's someone else's turn."